Hello, hello. I am back for episode 10 of Vice Versa. Episode 10? We're really getting into it. And from. I think I've got a bit of a fear of episode 10 at the moment. The last two series that I've been watching, episode 10's not been great. So I'm a little bit nervous, but we're gonna see how we get on. I'm excited to see Tilley and Pooin again. I feel like the week flew by, right? I feel like I finished watching the last episode literally yesterday. Oh god, do I need you guys in my life right now? I don't know what I'm gonna do when this is over. It's like a Saturday routine, no? For the last 2 months, my Saturday has been vice versa day. Oh yeah, don't they get... Hello. I missed your face again. They get their film in the film festival, right? Hmm. Cute. Very cute. I'm glad that Mech. I'm glad he didn't turn out to be like a villain or anything, you know? They're all on good terms. Yes. It's almost like he's got a colorist in his own body. That's cool. He gets to do his actual dream in this universe. That's very cool. I was trying to pay attention in that to the colors to see whether or not I can guess the colors. The only thing I can think of is that it might be like a brown, like a coffee brown or something. But there was a bit of red too, and we haven't had red yet. We haven't had red or brown. So that's my guess, but they did not give us much of a scene to go on. Can we see more of the secondary pairing today, please? I liked them a lot, right? I've discovered I have a thing for, like, secondary pairings that, like, pop up out of nowhere, and you don't realise they're gonna be a thing. Oh, pink. I didn't think we were gonna get another pink, because we've already had, like, a blush and a magenta. Yeah, like when you don't realise that two people are gonna be a pairing and then they just out of nowhere become a thing. It's really, really cool. Very sweet. Giving off very domestic feels. Very sweet. I think that was in the trailer, right? That seems familiar. Oh no, it's too sweet. Oh god, it's so nice now that Tilley's like really reciprocating, you know? Hello. Oh god, I'm so glad we get to see Mix again too. I'm so happy, right? No, don't leave. No, come back. I want these two to get together so much. Cute. You guys are really bad at pet names, right? The fuck are these names?
กี้วะมันก็ดูน้องดิโดนรถชนเลือดอาบซะขนาดนั้นอ่ะ
Hi doggy
เพราะว่าชื่อนี้แหละเหมาะน้องที่สุดแหละอ้าวสัตว์นี่กูตั้งชื่อให้น้องแล้วเนี่ยโอ้เราต้องผูกพันกันแน่เลยลักกี้เอ้ย
Just fine, you guys can get together, get your own place, you bring the dog. Hi Mix. Sorry, Dr. Mix.
เมื่อกี้หมอบอกว่ายังไม่มีใครคอนเฟิร์มรับน้องไปเลี้ยงใช่ไหมครับจริงๆแล้วมีคนติดต่อมาเยอะมากเลยนะแต่ยังไม่มีใครคอนเฟิร์มอ่ะ
Take him home. Take him home.
ผมขอรับน้องไปเลี้ยง
Yeah.
จริงเหรอ
Yeah.
แล้วตั้งชื่อยังไง
Yeah.
ว่าจะให้ชื่อลักกี้ครับ
It's so wholesome.
ดีใจด้วยนะเฮ้ยงั้นเดี๋ยวพี่ไปเตรียมของที่จำเป็นให้นะขอบคุณครับหมอ
Oh, so many doggies.
ไปอยู่กับพ่อเขานะลูกลักกี้กลับบ้านด้วยกันนะลักกี้
Okay, you guys give off a domestic feel too, right? 3-week time gap. Oh, look how cute they all look. You've got Perth there as well. Hi, Pang. I love all these characters, no? So many lovable characters. I love all of these people. I love Up, I love Ow, I love Kita, I love Fuse, I love Doll. I love Mech, I love Talay, I love Puin. I love every single one of them. Pang. So great. How was Talay and Puin meant to go home? I don't want them to lose these people, no? Cute.
โดยเฉพาะทีมเฟรนด์เครดิตครับ ที่ได้คิดเรื่องทำโปรเจกต์ทั้งหาทุนเองโปรดิวเองถ้าไม่มีพวกเขาโปรเจกต์นี้ก็คงไม่
I'm so proud of all of them.
เครดิตทั้งหมดผมอยากจะยกให้พวกเขาครับ
He's wearing pink again. I know it's the theme of the episode, but I'm just throwing it out there that of all the characters to be wearing it, the colour seems to be growing on him, no?
สวัสดีครับจนเมื่อหนังจบเราก็กลายเป็นพี่เป็นน้อง
I love you so much, Up. Oh my goodness.
เป็นทุกๆอย่างของชีวิตขอบคุณทุกคนจริงๆนะครับทั้งทีมงานแล้วก็คน
Keita and Fuse look so proud.
และขอบคุณคนที่คอยอยู่เคียงข้างผม
It's nice to be watching something that's just fluffy, with like no hidden agendas or dodgy, shifty people. It's nice. Very nice.
กูรู้เว้ยว่าความจริงแล้วเนี่ยกูรักแน่อะไร
You looked at Talay when you said that. I love the friendship squares so much. My goodness. They're so wholesome. I've said it before, I like their like cute and playful, like flirty moments, but I really like these like more serious moments as well. They're really nice.
คุณนะมึงที่เช็ดหน้าให้กูวันนี้แล้วก็เช็ดฝุ่นที่ใจกูจนมันกลับมาใช้งานได้อีกครั้ง
Oh, it's so sweet. I'm so happy. I love both of you. And I love all your friends too. Speaking of friends. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't realize the friends were still there. That was great. Very sweet. Ooh, nice for the color theme.
นี่บอกหนังมีความแอน
They still have Apple iPads in the other universe, I see.
มูวี่ซีเวอร์บอกโดดเด่นทั้งตัวละครและการนำเสนอเรียกว่าเป็นหนังไทยในปีนี้ที่น่าจับตามองโดยทีมเขียนบทเนี่ยพัฒนาขึ้นมากกว่าเรื่องก่อนอย่างเห็นได้ชัด10 เต็ม 10เชี่ยชิมแล้วได้ใจพี่ค่าพี่เตยแล้วเว้ย
Oh, Third and Kai, they're Afghan, right? I know of this now. Third was the Guns movie critic person.
เมื่อกี้เนี่ยมึงให้รางวัลกูไปละคราวเนี้ยกูขอให้รางวัลบ้างได้ปะไหนรางวัลกู
What is the reward? Can we confirm? Aww. They're in a very, very, very good place. But damn. Third episode in a row we've had a kiss, right?
กูก็ขอบคุณมึงเหมือนกัน
Hmm. Damn. Okay. And fade to black. Very, very, very good place. I can't believe how well these guys are getting on out of nowhere. They met like 2 episodes ago. It's great. I'm all for it. You got one person from each like friend duo meeting and just like clicking like that. I love it. Yo, you're on TV, fam. Holy shit, that's so cool.
แล้วโบที่เขาติดอยู่อ่ะชมพูแล้วนู่นไอ้ผ้าพันคอของผู้หญิงนั่นก็ชมพูไอ้ลูกโป่งที่อยู่ข้างหลังเนี่ย
What's up with you and Pink right now, fam?
สีชมพูจ้างมาให้พูด
Yeah, literally.
ก็เห็นเป็นสีที่มึงชอบนี่ใครบอกมึงเองก็ชอบสีชมพูเหรอกูบอกหลายทีแล้วว่ากูไม่ชอบสีชมพู
I don't know if I believe you anymore. Not gonna lie. He said the hourglass was pretty, right? He's got the cotton candy bread. He's wearing pink a lot.
มึงลองนึกดีๆดิหลังๆมาเนี่ยมึงเริ่ม
I have been noticing.
ตอนทำหนังเนี่ยมึงก็เกลียดสีชมพูเยอะขึ้นของใช้บางอันเนี่ยมึงยังใช้สีชมพูเลยเหรอวะ
Yeah.
ทำไมกูไม่ทันสังเกตเลย
Yeah.
แล้วพอเราสองคนชอบกันเนี่ยมึงก็จะเริ่มโฟกัสกับสีชมพูของกูมากขึ้น
Kind of makes sense, right? When you like someone, you start to like what they like.
มึงก็จะนึกถึงหน้ากู
And when you spend time with people too, you like adopt their mannerisms and stuff.
กูเลยต้องเอามาใส่น้ำสตรอเบอรี่ปั่นสูตรพิเศษจากกูแล้วสุดท้ายมึงก็จะชอบสีชมพูไปเองโดยที่มึงไม่รู้ตัวเพราะสีชมพูอ่ะมันจะมีกูอยู่ในนั้นด้วยไง
That's quite nice. The idea that whenever he sees pink, it kind of subconsciously he thinks of Puan. That's really nice.
มึงหรือสีชมพูเนี่ยจะเป็นสิ่งที่ทำให้เรากลับโลกได้วะ
What? How?
ทำไงวะ
Thank you. Why does that keep happening? Oh my
ไม่
gosh.
มีอะไรที่ชอบเหมือนกันจริงๆสักอย่างนะเว้ยแต่เนี่ยเป็นสิ่งแรกที่เราชอบเหมือนกันจริงๆ ใจเหรอที่ตื่นมาเจอดอกไม้สีชมพูบานเต็มต้นอ่ะ
ผมไม่ชอบสีชมพูอะทำไมเบคอนมันเยอะขนาดนี้
เห็นบ่นไม่ชอบสีชมพู
I forgot how much it's been coming up. That's crazy. They're very sweet.
เมื่อกี้มึงด่าใครใจร้าย
กูจีบใครกูก็ด่าคนนั้นแหละกูว่ากูเจอบางอย่างที่เชื่อมระหว่างเราสองคนมานานแล้วเว้ย
I'm not very excited for them to go home. I kind of don't want them to figure it out. I just keep thinking about all the supporting characters and how much I love them. Yeah. You got 5 million sponsors. We know.
นี่พวกแกนัดพี่มา
ที่นัดพี่มาไม่ใช่อะไรหรอกอย่ามาบอกเขาดิให้พี่โดนรู้อะครับ
I love you, doll.
คือตอนนี้เราสองคนมั่นใจแล้วว่า
Hmm.
เราเป็นกุญแจนำทางของกันและกัน
Took you long enough. I could have told you that in episode 2.
พี่บอกแล้วว่าพวกแกอ่ะ
Mm-hmm.
แล้วทีนี้จะเอาไงต่อ
They haven't started dreaming yet, have they?
ก็คงใช้ชีวิตด้วยกันต่อไปเรื่อยๆอะครับ
Well, something has to instigate the dreams, surely. They're not just going to start randomly.
พี่ไม่รู้ว่าจะได้กลับเมื่อไหร่อะก็เลยถือโอกาสมาลาพี่ก่อน
I'm so glad you did that. Was I not talking about the fact that Doll probably doesn't get to say goodbye to people?
คงดีใจเนาะถ้าเขายังอยู่อ่ะ
That's very sweet. They thought of her.
พวกแกสองคนจะได้กลับโลกอ่ะ
Hmm.
ขอบคุณพี่ดนจริงๆนะพี่ ถ้าผมไม่เจอพี่ดนที่โรงพยาบาลวันนั้นน่ะไม่รู้ว่าตอนนี้ผมเป็นยังไงบ้างอะใช่พี่
I agree.
ทั้งพี่ดน
Doll is MVP for all the people that go through this.
ขอบคุณจริงๆนะครับ
We love you, Doll.
ทำหน้าอย่างนี้ทำไมอะเราอะฮะ พี่อุตส่าห์จะลากันแบบ ไม่ต้องเศร้าแล้วอ่ะ แกมาบิวทำไมวันเนี้ยฮะมานี่เลย
Hmm.
พวกแกอย่าลืมพี่นะเว้ย
It's rough for her, right? Because, like, she says, I hope I see you again. So she wants them to go home, but she also doesn't, you know? It's really rough. I can't imagine them doing this with the friendship square, them saying goodbye to, like, or the friendship hexagon, even. I can't imagine it.
ผู้ส่งหนังของเราอะไม่ได้ฉายว่ะ
Oh. I thought they said it would in the preview, no?
ได้เหรอ
I can never trust the fucking previews.
ไม่ได้ฉายแค่ในกรุงเทพ
You motherfucker.
ที่เมืองกาญเลยเว้ย
You motherfucker. I could slap you right now, man.
มึงแกล้งกูเหรอ
I'm out here cursing the previews for lying to me, and it's just you. You're lying to me.
หนังเราได้ไปฉายเทศกาลจริงๆด้วย
Very cool.
ไม่ได้ทะเล
Very, very cool. You have to tell the other 4. They're gonna be happy too. I mean, Keisha and Fuse were in it, weren't they? They were like actors in it.
โอ้ยก็ขี้เกียจอะนี่ไง เสร็จแล้วเนี่ย แล้วไหนใส่ชาร์จมือถือ power bank อะเรียบร้อย แล้วบ็อกเซอร์อะนี่ก็โปรดไหมประกรณ์มัน
Pink.
แม่จำที่เคยสงสัยได้ไหมครับว่าทำไมผมถึงดูเปลี่ยนไป
จำได้สิ
You're gonna tell them about
เย
Talay?
อะมากเลยจำเรื่องเกี่ยวกับที่บ้านไม่ได้เลยสักอย่างหนึ่ง
Ain't no way that he tells them about the universe thing, so
พ่อกับแม่ว่าสมมติว่าคนที่นั่งอยู่ตรงหน้าพ่อกับแม่เนี่ยไม่ใช่
sorry, what?
พ่อกับแม่ยังจะรักแล้วก็ภูมิใจในตัวผมอยู่ไหมครับ
ท่านนี่ทำไมถามแบบนั้นนะฮะ อ๋อพล็อตหนังเรื่องหน้าใช่ไหมหึ
อ๋อ ใช่ครับกำลังหาไอเดียเล่นๆน่ะ
You can't tell them. They wouldn't believe you. They'd think you were crazy.
แม่ก็จะยิ่งรัก แล้วก็ยิ่งภูมิใจในตัวลูกมาก
Hmm.
ทำไมอะครับ
so sweet.
อะไรร้องไห้ทำไมเนี่ยฮะหืม
I think that's just what Pua needed to hear.
ใช่ครับ อินมาก ในหัวผมตอนเนี้ยคือคนที่อยู่ในร่างทันกำลังกับโลกจริงๆแล้วอะมันเลยอยากมาบอกลาพ่อกับแม่
But they really are saying goodbye to everyone. It's really emotional. I don't want them to go. I really don't. I mean, they have to, right? But I don't want them to.
นี่มานี่เรามารวมพลังบวกกันดีไหมกัดกันนั่นโอ้โห
Mm.
พ่อแม่รักทันมากพ่อรักทันมากรักที่สุดเลยลูกตั้งแต่วันแรก
It's so hard for him because he knows he has to leave this to go back to a world where he doesn't have parents, right?
มันจะเป็นสี
I don't want him to say goodbye to the friendship hexagon, the other 4. I cannot do it if they do that. I cannot. I know they have to go back because of all the problems that I've talked about in previous episodes, right? It seems very risky, the idea of them staying here. But I can't imagine them being in a world without these guys. All of these guys.
พร้อมรับรางวัลสิวะ มือขวาของกูสับปะหลังทองคำแล้ว จุ๊บให้รางวัลได้ไหม จุ๊บตีนกูเนี่ย
Knowing that he knows that this is like the Tele that he met in the bathroom that day in their first world makes this so much better, right?
มึงเองก็หล่อเหมือนกันนะ อันเนี้ยกูพูดจริง
Very sweet.
เฮ้ย พวกมึง2 คนน่ะมัวจีบกันอยู่นั่นแหละ งานจะเริ่มแล้ว เมื่อคืนกูฝันนะว่ามือกูอะถือรางวัลอยู่ มือขวาด้วย
I love him so much.
รู้งี้กูเลยอยาก
Way more than I should.
กูอะอธิษฐานไว้ว่าขอให้หนังของเราอะ
Cool.
การหนังเมืองการ ซึ่งตอนนี้มันก็สำเร็จแล้ว
Proud of you. Well done, well done.
นี่ของกูอยู่นี่เว้ยกูอะอธิษฐานไว้ว่าแน่ขอให้กูได้เลี้ยงหมา เดี๋ยว มึงไปเลี้ยงหมาตอนไหนไวะไอ้อูนั่นหมาไอ้ฟิวไม่ใช่เหรอ ก็ในปากมันไง โอ้โห มึงเนี่ยนะ ไอ้ฟิวนะ หมามันก็เหมือนหมากูนี่แหละ วันๆให้แต่กูเลี้ยงโธ่ อะไร มึงไออะไรวะ เคสแต่ของมึงคืออะไร กูขอให้ได้เจอคุณ
They can't know about that.
คนที่กูชอบอะซึ่ง
Nice save.
กูว่าเจอแล้วอะ
No, very sweet.
โอ้ยเหม็นความรักว่ะ ได้เทสขอให้ทันเลย นั่นดิ ขอให้ทันน่ะห้อยไว้อันเดียวเด่นๆเลยนะเว้ย
Has his come true yet? We don't know what it is, do we? I guess it has if he's taken it down.
แกะเลยพวกเอ๋ย ของกูอะก็สำเร็จแล้วเหมือนกัน
Really?
เอ้า แล้วมึงขออะไร มึงจะไม่บอกพวกกูหรือไง มึงอย่าผิดกติกานะ เลย กูไม่บอกอะ
You're so
กู
secretive.
แค่รู้ได้คนเดียวเว้ย โอ้โห เฮ้ย มันมีรับลมคมในว่ะ พวกมึงหมูกระทะเสร็จแล้ว ไปฉลองกัน หมูกระทะ ว่าอีบีส ตอนแรกกูไม่รู้จักเว้ย แต่ในเทสอะบอกว่ามันเป็นอาหารของชนเผ่าที่เมืองนอก เป็นการที่เอาหมูอะไปปิ้งบนกระทะให้มันสุก แล้วก็มาจิ้มกับน้ำจิ้ม อร่อยสัส
Are you spreading the goodness from your own world to this second world?
ได้เนอะไปหลอกพวกมันว่าเป็นอาหารของชนเผ่า
Well, it's better than telling him it's from a different universe. Yeah.
ว่ามันไปอีกโลกอะ
Come on now.
เฮ้ยมึงไปกันได้แล้วกูหิวแล้ว
That's kind of cool. Share with them good things from your world, you know?
มึงเชื่อกูอะไรหมูกระทะวะ
Just be like, oh, I really want to try this new recipe. I'm just gonna throw some things together and then make like a recipe that's in their world but not in this one. That would be very cool.
โลกนี้แม่งมีสิ่งที่เรียกว่าหมูกระทะด้วยเหรอวะแม่งอร่อยสัสรอบหน้าเราทำกันอีกปะกูกลัวว่าจะไม่มีเวลามาทำแบบนี้อีกเลย
You guys are talking like you're going back tomorrow. You haven't even started dreaming yet.
ทำไมวะกูแค่รู้สึกว่านับวันพวก
I guess they're worried that they are literally just gonna go back at some point and they won't have any chance to say goodbye.
มีภาระที่ต้องดูแล เราคงจะกลับมารวมตัวทำอะไรแบบนี้ไม่ได้แล้ว ถ้าถึงวันนั้นจริงอะพวกมึงจะโอเคปะวะ ก็คงเศร้าแหละ
Hmm.
กูก็ไม่รู้นะเว้ย ว่าในอนาคตอะ
That's true. If Tess and Tun come back and they still like hate each other or whatever,
แต่กูอยากให้พวกมึงทุกคนรู้ไว้
can you imagine how weird that would be for these guys? That they don't want to spend time together anymore?
มันก็ยังคงอยู่เว้ย
That would be so confusing for them.
ว่าในอนาคต ถ้าพวกมึงย้อนกลับมามอง จะยังเห็นพวกเราในวันที่มีความสุข
Hmm.
วันนี้ก็พอเว้ย
Hmm. I guess they're trying to prepare him for the fact that that might happen, right?
อ๋อชัดเลย นี่พวกมึงจะเลิกอาชีพนี้กันจริงๆแล้วใช่ปะมันคำสั่งลาสัสๆเลยวะ
You made them sad
ไม่
again.
ได้ลาไง
Oh, I see you comforting him,
ก็
Fuse.
ยังอยู่ตรงนี้เสมอ และตลอดไป
Do you know what they should do? They should write a letter to their body owners.
ทุกคนนะเว้ยแต่มาในเวลากูไม่รู้แล้ว
Poohan should write one to Tun,
แม่งซึ้งชิบหาย
and Talay should write one to Tess and be like, this is what happened.
ขอกันหน่อยเว้ย
Please don't hate on the friendship square.
รักพวกมึงนะเว้ย
I love you all too. You're all great. Up's energy is out of this world. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. We are being so blessed this episode with all the fluff and all the sweetness. Very romantic.
กูไม่รู้นะเว้ย ว่าเราจะได้กลับกันไปเมื่อไหร่อะแต่ไม่ว่ามึงจะไปอยู่ที่ไหน กูสัญญา กูจะตามหามึงให้เจอ
Hmm.
แต่ถ้าวันหนึ่งกูบอกชื่อมึงแล้วอะสัญญากับกูได้ปะว่ามึงจะตั้งชื่อสีให้กู
Are you gonna do it? Are you gonna tell
ก่อน
him?
ที่เราจะได้กลับไปนะเว้ย กูอยากให้มึงรู้ชื่อจริงของกูไว้ เพื่อมึงจะได้ตามหากูเจอก่อน กูชื่อ
No. No. I want him to know so badly. Of all the times for you to fall asleep. Ooh. Is he dreaming? Holy shit. Holy shit. Holy shit. I think he might be dreaming.
ไอ้ทัน ไอ้ทัน จะได้กลับโลกแล้วไอ้นัท
You good?
เชี่ยกูก็ฝันเหมือนกันไอ้เท็ดเรากลับมาโลกนี้แล้วเว้ย
What? What? You just called him Tef.
ทำไมวะ
Oh God.
อย่าบอกนะมันคือประกอบนะ
How? How would that happen?
ใช่ อุปกรณ์
Oh shit. Wait, they're not each other's porkies?
นี่เมืองทะเลเหรอ
No.
งั้นแสดงว่า มึงกับไอ้เทสเขายังไม่ได้กลับโลกอะดิ
The question is why? Oh, that's creepy. That's so creepy seeing them on screen together. Oh, oh shit. The cliffhanger. No.
ซีรีส์โดยทวิตฉากประทับใจของซีรีส์ที่ออกอากาศแต่ละสัปดาห์พร้อมเหตุผลสั้นๆ และ Hashtag Vice Versa EP.10 Hashtag Grand Filano Hybrid ผ่านทางทวิตเตอร์ข้อความที่โดนใจทีมงานรับของรางวัลจากยามาฮ่ามูลค่า750 บาท1รางวัลทุกสัปดาห์
My mind is going at 50 miles an hour right now. I'm not doing no side story until I process. Fuck off with the side story. Oh shit. My mind is going at like 200 miles an hour, but what I'm trying to figure out oh shit. Portkeys are meant to go back at the same time, right? So when all of this, just stop with the it's just a sponsor, so that's fine. When all of this happened, it's so creepy to see these two interact, no? I mean, it did happen at the beginning, but it's weird to see it happen now, no? So my first instinct was like, oh, trying to formulate my thoughts. I'm blown away right now. My first instinct was, does this mean that Talay and Puan weren't each other's portkeys, or that Tun and Tess weren't each other's portkeys, right? They would have to be like both each other's portkeys or not. So I was thinking, well, maybe they're not each other's portkeys, and Tess and Tun had other portkeys, and Tun or Pakorn figured out his portkey shit with his other person who wasn't Tess, and they've gone back. But when he wakes up, he hugs Tess in like a really happy way, which, bear in mind, they were not on good terms at the beginning of the show. He hugs Tess in a really happy way, and he's like, yes, I dreamed too. We're back in our own universe. This is great. Which implies that he was doing the portkey stuff with Tess. And if Tess is his portkey, Puan has to be Talay's. So if he's back because he figured out his portkey shit, why isn't Tess back? Why would half the portkey situation happen and not the other half? He was very excited about being back in his own universe with Tess, as if they've been doing stuff together in the first world and sorting their shit out, and they're actually on good terms now. You know, it's not like he woke up and he's like, okay, where's the person that I was... Why am I waking up next to Tess? Where was the I need to find this other person I've been dealing with. He's obviously doing portkey stuff with Tess. So that's all very confusing. Because I went from being like, oh god, maybe they're not each other's portkeys, to, oh wait, they must be. if that's the way Tun is reacting to Tess. But then why would Talay and Tess not switch too? Unless the portkey thing, it isn't directly linked with each other. So imagine like Tun and Tess are each other's portkeys, right? But just because Tun figures out his side of the portkey shit doesn't mean Tess does as well. It's not like directly linked as like one connection, right? If you think about it as like Tun can use Tess to get home, Tess can use Tun to get home, doesn't mean they both do it at the same time. So maybe it's something like that, like Tess has still got to figure shit out first and Talay has got to figure shit out first. But then you get the added complication of the fact that it seems like Tun is back because he dreamed, right? He was like, yes, I dreamed too, we're back in our first world. But Talay dreamed and he's not back. So why would the dream cause him to return but not cause him to return, you know? Is this not the first time he's dreamed? He seemed pretty excited about it. Why would the dream trigger a return for him and not for him, right? So you've got that on top of that. There has to be something to do with the portkeys that we don't know about yet, right? Like a way that it works that we're not aware of for it to send one person back. To switch like Tun and Puan back, but not Tess and Talay. How weird that Talay dreamed and it sent Puan home, basically. And then Tun dreamed and he comes home. Do you think it's got something to do with... Oh no, because that wouldn't explain why Tun is dreaming. I was going to say maybe it's to do with the fact that Puan was ready to tell Talay his name. It's like letting down that last vulnerability, that last wall. The one thing that he was like really keeping to himself and stuff. Maybe as soon as he decided to tell Talay his name, like that was the key, you know, like he trusted Talay enough and opened his heart to love enough that it would send him home. But that would imply that them switching was something on Puan's side, whereas it seems from this that it's to do with Tun dreaming, right? Or was it just a complete coincidence that Tun started dreaming at the same time? This was so creepy, man. It gave me chills. I got goosebumps. Go back to the bit I dreamed too, Tess. The fucking dread that he must be feeling in his heart, like that dread feeling in your chest, you know, that you feel when the realization sets in. So he knows Talay's name. So they've obviously been doing all right in the first world, right? Tess and Tun must have met each other, figured out what their bodies' names are and stuff like that, and figured out that they are Tess and Tun. He looks pretty beat up about that, no? I think him and Tess were getting on in the first world. I think they sorted their shit out and they were getting on and maybe even falling in love. Because he looks pretty fucking devastated and upset that they haven't come back. Tess hasn't come back. So it comes across like Tun and Tess figured shit out in their world, right? They met each other, they realised their bodies' names were Talay and Puan and stuff. They did whatever they needed to do. They realised that they were like each other's portkeys, I guess. The whole him waking up and going, I dreamed too, Tess, we're finally home. It sounds like they were both aware, like Tun knew that it was Tess in there and Tess knew it was Tun, stuff like that. Which is more than what Talay can say for Puan, because Talay still doesn't even know Puan's name, right? So he didn't even really fully get to know who was in Pacorn's body. So they were obviously doing quite well. God, it makes so much more sense now why they said goodbye to like everyone, right? That was so sudden. You go to sleep next to Puan, you wake up next to Tun. Crazy. I was so excited when I saw that he was dreaming too. I really thought the dreaming would be like a sequence thing. They would dream together. They would wake up and then they would have to go to a place. I thought that was kind of the gist that I got from the first episode with Doll. But that didn't happen. He dreamed, he woke up, Poohan was gone. Just gone. I just don't know how it works, because this whole situation made it sound like the only way you get back to your universe is with your portkey. It sounds like the only person that Tun was really doing the portkey stuff with was Tess, which would imply that they were portkeys, no? And that would mean Talay and Poohan were portkeys. So I don't think it's a case of like maybe the portkey situation is wrong and they're not each other's portkeys. I think they are. I just think that there's a mechanic to it that we don't know about yet. But surely if Doll has been here for 8 years, she must have seen something like this happen before. So why didn't she warn them that one person can go back and the other might stay? Very peculiar, no? Surely she would have seen this happen and warned them about it. I very much doubt we're going to get anything plot related with this, but I will watch the side story. So how is Talay meant to get home now? His portkey has literally fucking left, no? I can't believe Talay doesn't get to find out Poohan's name before Poohan leaves. I can't believe it. It's pink. I'm thinking so much right now. If you get to go back to the universe, what? We'll never know. My mind is racing right now. I'm trying to think if it might be related to the pink thing. Poohan ready to tell him his name. But then Tun was dreaming. So there was stuff going on their side too. 'Poohan's realised too. Interesting. Oh, it gives me kind of goosebumps feeling. It's really kind of chill inducing, right? To go back to the whole weird transitions from the first couple episodes and not knowing quite who someone is. Bonkers. Absolutely bonkers. What a cliffhanger. I feel like I'm gonna die if I have to wait a week. Oh my goodness. Of all the different things I was predicting between them going back to the first universe, staying in this universe, staying but they getting dragged back because Tess and Tun figured their shit out, all the things I considered did not consider the fact that they would go back at different times. I think I mentioned it like quite early on, thinking like how awful would that be to just like for that to happen. But I just didn't think it would happen. Right? I considered the portkey thing to be like a solid connection where if like Talay goes back, Poohan does. But to be fair, that was never specified. When they were listing all the stuff they knew, Doll knew about the portkey stuff, he had like, Talay had a conversation with Doll and Jube at the very beginning where they were telling him all about it. And they said if your body switcher goes back, you do. So like if Talay goes back, Tess does. But they never actually said that if like Talay goes back, Poohan does, right? Your portkey does. But again, I feel like if there's a chance that you would go back at different times, Doll would know about this by now, the amount of time she's spent here in that association, and she would have mentioned it. No. Have a conversation with Doll. I don't know. I want to know more about the mechanics of the portkey stuff. I've wanted to know more about it since episode 1. And then we got completely sidetracked with all the movie stuff and bonding over the movie. And that's been great. Don't get me wrong. It's definitely been different than I thought it would be. But it's still been great. But this is the stuff I was really interested in. and what really caught my interest in the show. So it's really cool to go back to like dive back into it, but at the same time it's like it kind of gave me chills. I can't imagine what that must be like for Talay to just realize that like Puan is gone. I guess the nice thing about doing it this way, if we're looking at silver linings, the good thing about this is, imagine if Talay and Puan had gone back at the same time. They would be thrown back into the other universe with no idea about how much their life has changed. They might try to reconnect with friends that Tess and Tun have cut off. They might turn up for their job and find they don't have it anymore. They've got to try and figure all that shit out. At least doing it this way, Talay and Tun can have a conversation. Because I was just saying at the end of the episode, it would be a good idea for Tun and Tess to write a letter to Talay and Puan and vice versa, no pun intended, explaining the situation, right? Because if you imagine if they didn't do that and then Talay and Puan went back, if Tess and Tun hadn't started to get on yet and they still hated each other, imagine how the friendship hexagon would feel, right? Up our Kita fuse would go from seeing like this beautiful friendship and stuff that they've bonded over, the movie stuff, the friend credits, all of that. That would be obliterated overnight, and Tess and Tun wouldn't want to talk to each other anymore. They wouldn't understand what's happened with the movie or friend credits. They wouldn't understand why everyone is so close. They wouldn't understand why Mech suddenly turned up again and is being nice to Tess. They would be... It would wreak havoc, right, on the friendships that they have around them. So I was going to say, like, imagine if like Talay and Puan wrote letters to Tess and Tun saying like, we understand that you guys didn't like each other to begin with. We've bonded a lot. So because of that, all of your friends have seen that you guys have gotten closer. We made this movie together. This is what friend credits is. Kita, Fuse, Ao and Up are all friends now. Mech's here. He's chilling. You could explain it all, right? You could tell your story about what happened while you were living their life. And that way, they would read that before they do anything, and then they could handle it appropriately so that the friends don't freak out and wonder, like, what's going on. But they don't need to do that now. Like, that was an idea that could have worked, but they don't need to do that, because now that one person's gone back from each pairing, Tun and Talay can have that conversation. They can talk about what's happened in their lives. Talay can be like, can you tell me what Tess has done to my life? Can you tell me, do I still have that job? Do I still have those friends? You know, do people know that me and Puan have gotten closer in that universe because you guys have been talking in that universe? You can have that whole conversation. So that's the silver lining, is that all four of them are going to get really acquainted with what they've been missing out on in their universe for, like, what has it been, a year and a half that they've been missing or switched or whatever? So they can get completely caught up. That's like a good silver lining for sure. I'm just blown away. I did not expect it at all. Wow. Honestly, wow. I don't know how this works. I don't know how one half of the portkey goes back and the other doesn't. I'm sure they'll explain it, and I'm really intrigued. I also don't understand what triggered it, right? Because there's so many things. I really thought it was something on Puan's side, because it seemed like as soon as he was ready to tell Talay his name, it happened. But then it could be that, or it could be because Talay dreamed Puan went back. No, it can't be, because Tun dreamed and Tess didn't go back, so it wouldn't work that way. Or maybe it's because Tun dreamed. But then if that was the case, if Tun dreaming sent him home immediately, why didn't Talay dreaming send him home immediately, right? It's got to be something else, not related to the dreaming, because the way that they've done it, where Tun dreamed and Talay dreamed, but Tun switched and Talay didn't, that means it can't be connected to the dreaming. And if it's not connected to the dreaming, what the fuck is the point of the dreaming? You know? It's... my head hurts. I need to know. And I swear to God, like, they better explain it in a way that makes sense. Because if there are plot holes to do with the dreaming and stuff, or the fact that Tun switched back, but Talay didn't, even though they both dreamed, or anything like that, if there's any, like, really glaring plot holes, I will be really upset. Because this is such a cool idea, but they need to execute it really well, right? So I hope they've thought it through, whatever the fuck they're doing. I really do. I hope that there's an explanation for it that makes sense. Sponsor story was cute, but not much happened, let's be real. It's just a sponsor story. It's not like in Kim Porsche where the side story actually added anything. Very weird. So many riddles. So many notifications. It's because I don't want to read the comments on the Kim Porsche videos until I've finished, just in case. Oh man, that's it for episode 10. I'm kind of blown away. I'm blown away. I was thinking as I was watching it, like, oh, I'll talk about like Doll and how sad the goodbye was with that, but that I'm glad that they did it, and talk about that, like, the friendship hexagon and all that, and it just got blown out of the water by everything that happened in the last 3 minutes of this show. 3 or 4 minutes. Bonkers. A lot of people cried. Interesting. I did not get emotional, although there was definitely some sad moments, yeah, and emotional moments for sure, especially with them saying goodbye to people. Pecorn hugging Tess was the cutest thing ever. It means they were finally getting along in the other universe. I agree. I'm really glad about that. It's genuinely a good plot twist. I agree. I was not expecting it. Anon's acting gave me chills. That might be it, right? It's not just what happened. You hear the music change, and the music definitely gives you like that feeling of like the cold chill dread feeling, but there's also something about Nanon's acting definitely that does it, right? You see the smile drop as soon as he calls him Tess. He is a really good actor. I mean, they're all really good actors, all 4 of them, but my goodness, blown away, honestly. Yeah, Tun was so happy when he hugged who he thought was Tess. So they were obviously trying very hard in their other universe too. Oh man, what a roller coaster. Crazy plot twist. I'm all for it. It's so intriguing. Very, very crazy stuff. I like it. Next 2 episodes are going to be really rough, right? I can feel it in my bones. Well, I'm going to leave it here. I've got nothing else to add. I'm just floored, honestly. I really am. Really great job for this episode, for sure. And I'll be back next week. Normally it feels like the week goes so quickly, and vice versa comes around so quickly. I get the feeling it's not gonna feel that way this week. I feel like I'm gonna be like dragging my feet, waiting for next Saturday, right? It's a struggle, it really is. I prefer being able to binge. It's gonna suck waiting for episode 11 of this. Alright, that is it from me for now. Bye!